Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our mass making sessions, and today what I thought we'd do is make some page corner embellishments. These were suggested to me by one of my subscribers, and I really must apologise. I'm so sorry. I don't remember who it was, but it was just a couple of weeks ago. So if it was you and you remember kind of suggesting these, I just want to say thank you so much. I had meant to screenshot, obviously, you know, your comments so that I remembered, and yeah, I couldn't find the screenshot. So whether or not I didn't, who knows? But anyway, thank you so much for the suggestion. And the original idea is from a channel called Hanny Tromp. And again, I will try and actually remember to link her original video below. Again, if I don't, it's not intentional, and please just, you know, give me a nudge and I will then link it. But what we're going to do is obviously just crack on and make some of these. They're super simple and yeah, really kind of effective looking. So hopefully, you know, we'll be able to use up some scraps making these. So I brought along just a variety of scraps in different shapes and sizes and also different thicknesses. Now I have to say, I did make a sort of prototype just to check that you know, I could make them. I made it from copy paper, and I have brought along some scrapbook paper, which I'm not sure at this point whether it may work out too thick. So it's kind of a trial and error type situation. So if you want to craft along and make some of these, what you're going to need is you're going to need some scissors, you're going to need some scraps, preferably, you know, slightly bigger scraps. So, you know, this kind of size, yeah, like a, well, I mean, I guess you could probably get away with this, but, you know, nothing too small, really. Of maybe different thicknesses. I haven't tried out the scrapbook paper yet, so I don't know how that's going to work out. So I've got a range of thicknesses to see. And then you're going to need some glue. You may need your bone folder and something to spread your glue out, you know, if that's what you like to do or how you like to do it. I think that's probably it. Obviously, you know, afterwards you may want to kind of ink them up around the edges. You may want to decorate them, things like that. I mean, obviously I've got a ton of things on my desk that I can just pull in, you know, but yeah, for the actual basic pockets, those are the only things that you're going to need. But let's crack on and see what we can do. So I'm going to start with these, you know, with the copy paper thickness, because that's what I've actually used so far. So I know for a fact that that's going to be okay. Now, the one that I did make as a sort of prototype was a bit narrower than this. So I'm probably best to actually chop this down, I think. Yeah, I don't know really whether it would kind of matter being a bit wider, but I mean, again, you know, we'll kind of experiment. In fact, sorry, all over the place. Let's just experiment now. So all I'm going to do is find this sort of center of my scrap here, like that. And I'm not really kind of folding it, but I just want to kind of know roughly where that center point is. And then I'm going to just fold these corners into that center point like that. Okay. Now, I did find that this happened just now, actually, when I made the, you know, the prototype as well. I've kind of gone skew-if. I don't know whether you can see that. Now, I'm not sure whether I folded too far into that centre. Perhaps I did. Yeah, my folding's obviously kind of a bit off, but, you know, again, doesn't really matter too much. And then what you're going to do is bring your scrap over like that. Okay? So you've got that kind of appearance going on. And then all you're going to do is literally take your glue. Oops, please excuse my messy glue bottle. I had just filled it up ready for the video, so it's now kind of seeping out. So yeah, let me clean that off. So we go round here like that, and round on this one. As I say, I mean, my glue's now really seeping out very quickly, but, and then we just fold it up, and then I'm just going to take my glue spreader, which today is my Starbucks reward card. Obviously not one that I use. And we're just going to spread our glue out. that. Okay. Oh, I'm really warm today. It's a really strange day. I'm filming this on Easter Monday, ready to obviously go up for the Tuesday. And yeah, I'm filming it. It's pretty early, you know. Well, I mean, it's not really early, but it's about 9. Everyone's still asleep except for my daughter. And it just feels really warm, actually. So I might have to change my clothes now before I go downstairs for breakfast. Right, so just trimming around the triangle kind of shape. Now, this is, I find, the trickiest part, is obviously trying to keep, you know, from actually cutting my kind of triangle open, if you see what I mean. So that's that. And then all you're going to do is kind of open the edge here. So I've really made a shocking job of this. Let me just trim this up. Okay. And then all you're going to do is go across the bottom to open your corner, tuck up like that, and then you should have your opening here. As I say, I mean, I've only done this so far with copy paper thickness, so I don't know how this would be with thicker paper, but you know, I do have the thicker papers here, so we will give it a try. So just to kind of show you how this would kind of look on a page, I'm just going to bring in this piece of paper, and you've got your corner tuck there. Isn't that so cool? And then obviously you've got it the other side as well. And then, you know, of course you can decorate these up. And to be honest, I mean, it doesn't even really need gluing on because it's, you know, it's pretty well on there. But I mean, of course, you could just kind of dab a bit of glue. Once it was in place, you could just dab some glue on the inside and it would hold it in place there on your corner. But aren't they just fantastic? So I absolutely love them. So first of all, thank you so much again to that person who made the comment saying, you know, suggesting that I popped over and had a look at them. And thank you so much to Hanny Tromp, I think is how you pronounce her name, because what a fantastic idea. So I'm going to put that to one side. We'll do another one and see kind of, you know, see if I can make a better job of that folding over business. So I'm going to take this one. Let me just see. I wonder if I do this one upside down. Let's do that and see whether my things come out the right way up. So again, I'm just kind of finding the middle point. Not that that seemed to help me last time, to be fair. So I'm just going to fold that in here, like that, and then fold it in on the other side. Yeah, I've gone strange again, but like I say, I mean, it doesn't matter because we're then folding this part over on it. So, you know, that's then completely, you know, completely disguised. So it doesn't really matter. And so much for doing that upside down, because all that's happened is it's upside down on this side instead. Oh. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's going to look pretty once it's done. So again, we're just going to glue this round like that. Okie dokie. Again, just spread that with the glue spreader. So they're quite a nice one, aren't they, for using up some scraps. And, you know, you can vary the sizes of these quite a bit, I think. So, you know, I think they're going to work with pretty much, you know, most size scraps, to be honest, because on the original video, she actually made some pretty tiny ones too. So, I mean, as you know, I quite like big, you know, big things. So I probably won't really make any small ones, but she had made some small ones and they looked awesome too. So again, you know, this is I think the most tricky part is actually trying to cut it down and not cut into the, you know, the folded edges. But that's probably just me. And to be honest, you know, what you could do is even, you know, draw around it and cut your piece of paper first, I guess. That may be another way to do it. I just then open it out, and again we've got then our, oops, if I haven't glued it actually together, hold on, there we go. So there's our little corner tuck, and that just goes over there. So yeah, I've got that one completely upside down, so who knows how you'd get that text the right way up, but yeah, who knows how you get that text the right way up, but clearly not the way that I've done it. So that's that one. Oh, the text the right way that side, so it is the right way one of the sides. But aren't they just fantastic? I really, really love them. Now, I've just got a bit of glue, I think, in there, which is why it's not sitting right snug into the corner. But they're great, aren't they? And, you know, like I say, they could then be moved around in your book and, you know, all different things. You wouldn't have to actually have them glued onto a page at all. You could, you know, have them as a moving piece, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Right. Shall we try and do one with a thicker piece of paper? So those two papers, they were both from my Savile Row kit. But I have got some scrapbook paper here. So let's give this one a go. As you can see, I mean, this is just kind of torn down piece. Yeah, let's fold it this way. Again, just find that sort of center point, and then we're just going to fold this in. I mean, who knows, might find that actually the thicker ones are better. I don't know. And then go over here like that. Okay, and then fold that over there, and we can just squish down the whole thing like that. Okay, and then we'll just glue that down. Oh dear. Okay, like I say, I've just topped my glue up, so it's coming out pretty extravagantly at the moment. So, but it's better that than sometimes when it's just barely coming out at all. So I'd prefer it just, you know, coming out super loads than not enough. So again, just kind of go around to the edges, and I've tried to get more towards the edges actually this time as well, so there's no lifting hopefully on the edges. Okay, and then we can just trim around here. Like that. And then down there, and then, whoops. Just open it up here across the bottom. And I mean, you wouldn't have to use just straight edge scissors. I mean, you could vary this. She did vary it actually, and she had some really nice, pretty crinkly scissors that she used. And yeah, that looked really, really nice too. So I'm keeping my scraps here because I thought what we'd do is maybe later in the week, we might make some clusters. I don't know whether we'll, you know, whether I'll get around to it, but that would be quite a good way to use the leftovers rather than just throw them away. So that's that one. So I mean, actually it's worked perfectly well with the scrapbook paper. I mean, I don't know what GSM this paper is, to be honest, but it's not too thick. I mean, if you did have really thick paper, it may be, yeah, it might not be ideal, but this one's perfectly fine. So they're really cool, aren't they? So I will not really talk you through anymore because obviously they're not kind of the most difficult thing or anything in the world. And we will just, you know, relax and have a nice time and make a bunch of these. Okay, let's do one of these polka dot ones. I mean, if you watch my channel, you'll know I do have a bit of a thing for polka dots. I just really, really, really love them. So yeah, let's do this one. This is some scrapbook paper, but it's quite thin. It's not a thick scrapbook paper. So, I mean, again, this one's not going to sort of bulk out too much, which is great. Okay. Like that. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you all had a really lovely Easter weekend. We were so lucky here. The weather was actually forecast to be pretty horrible. I mean, at one point I even heard that snow was forecast. And we were so lucky. The weather was actually really quite nice. Yeah, I was going to say it was chilly, but actually it wasn't too chilly. It was okay. And certainly, you know, compared to snow, it was very okay. So yeah, we had quite a nice weekend. We were quite lucky and able to kind of do a few things. I took the children to, I don't know really what you would call it, but it's like a sort of adventure park place. So it's what we call over here like a country park. And then every so often throughout the park, it has these kind of play stations, you know, with like climbing frames and, you know, wooden play equipment type thing for the children. Now, I mean, obviously my boys are, you know, they're kind of, well, I mean, one is 18, so clearly he wasn't on it. And the other one's 14, so he obviously was, you know, he's too big too. And so they weren't going on it. But my daughter was, and yeah, she had a lovely time. So that was on, I think that was on Easter Sunday. Yeah, I think that was on Easter Sunday. So yeah, that was really nice. And as I say, I mean, actually the weather was, it was just right for that type of activity because it wasn't too cold and it wasn't too hot. Because I mean, actually nobody wants to go walking about when it's stifling, do you? So yeah, it was kind of, I mean, I just had my denim jacket on and yeah, it was fine. Perfect weather for that kind of activity. And like I say, compared to obviously the snow that had been forecast, it was pretty decent. And then as I'm filming this, it's Bank Holiday Monday, which again, the weather had not been forecast to be very good. And I mean, obviously I'm filming this, you know, kind of early in the morning, so I don't know yet how the weather's going to turn. But so far it's looking quite sunny out the window, so fingers crossed. In fact, I'm, yeah, feeling quite warm, so we'll see. I mean, I think it is forecast to not be great, and you know, possibly we'll get some rain later, but so far it's looking okay. There we go. And yep, the children did their egg hunt, so yep, that was kind of fun. I mean, again, obviously my boys, they're a little bit big for that really, but you know, they do it obviously with my daughter, so that it's fun for her. And yep, luckily they didn't eat too much chocolate actually in one go, so they kind of, or she tucked into her chocolate at breakfast because obviously she'd just that second done her Easter egg hunt, and then I don't think she really had any more chocolate for the whole rest of the day, so it wasn't too bad. Okay. Okay. Right, and of course it's Easter holidays now, so you know, my daughter and my middle son, they're at home now for the holidays. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to be doing during the holidays, but we shall have to think of some things. I mean, the lockdown here is kind of easing. Yeah, I mean, it's not finished, as in shops and all of those kinds of things. They're still not open, other than like supermarkets and what they would call essential shops. So I don't know really what other places are open or not open. Yeah, I don't think like days out are particularly open, you know, like in terms of, I don't know, like a zoo or something, cinemas, you know, none of those things are open still. So we're a little bit limited, obviously, on things that we can do. But I mean, if the weather's nice, you know, it would just be nice to go to the beach and, you know, do things like that, to be honest. That's, you know, that's fine. And, you know, it's always good to do things that are free, isn't it? So, you know, the beach is free, so That's probably the best thing to be doing anyway. Oh, and on, I think it was Good Friday. I've lost track of time now. Oh, it was, yeah, quite a sunny day again. So quite lucky again with the weather. And, oh, it was so nice. Went and visited my mum and dad. And, sorry, I haven't been saying what these are. So this is Victorian florals set for 2, I think. Yeah, and the others were scrapbook paper. This one is my freebie collage, which is available on my Facebook group. Oh, just trying to think which way round I want to fold this, actually. I'm going to do it from the bottom, I think. Yeah, on Good Friday, oh, it was so nice because we are now allowed to meet in somebody's garden in a group of up to 6 people. So it was lovely. Went to my mum and dad's house and, you know, they've got kind of a side access, so was able to get through to their garden without obviously going through their house or anything like that. And my sisters came along as well. And, yeah, we spent ages just sat in their garden. My daughter was there and, oh, it was really, really, really nice. So, yeah, you know, nice to be able to catch up and see everyone and, you know, spend some time actually just sat down together. I mean, obviously socially distanced in the garden, but oh, that was just lovely. Because it's been obviously a really long time since we were able to do anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even remember. Obviously, you know, obviously before the lockdown, it was like the winter. So we clearly wouldn't have been sat in anyone's garden then. I can't even remember now. It's all kind of blurring and merging into one, to be honest. We've, you know, I feel like we've had all these different lockdowns and rules and what have you. I can't remember now where we were and what we were allowed to be doing when. I mean, obviously we did have a period where we were able to go into people's houses. I can't remember whether that finished. I feel like possibly that finished at half term last year, but I may be wrong there. As I say, in my mind, it's all just merging into one, to be honest, because of the, you know, where we've had all these different sort of rules and what have you. But yeah, anyway, haven't been into my mum and dad's house for a very long time. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to kind of do that in their garden. That one's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, love how that one looks. And actually, it's kind of helpful to probably just poke my little glue spreader right into that corner, because just in case my glue's seeping out at all, you know, in the actual corner, like the pointy bit, that just kind of enables it to like open out a little bit, like that. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay. So, yep, like I say, I'm keeping all the scraps because I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do some clusters at some point this week. But, yeah, it may be that the time will get away from me because, obviously, you know, it being Easter holidays, I might not get round to doing it. But I will try and keep those scraps and do something with them at some point. But it might not end up being this week. So, this one's my vintage tanners. And obviously you get kind of dark and you get the light shaded sheets. Okay. Like that. Oh, really enjoying the light evenings. It's so nice. I mean, just that in itself is, you know, is quite refreshing, you know, and nice for a change, isn't it? You know, after kind of the winter. I mean, we were pretty lucky, to be honest. The winter wasn't, you know, wasn't a harsh winter or anything like that. It was, yeah, not too terrible at all. I mean, it may have been, but perhaps where we were all just in all the time, perhaps just it went by without even noticing. I'm not sure, but I don't feel like it was a terrible winter or anything. And actually, weirdly enough, it feels a bit like it's just whizzed by. I mean, I know I kept on saying this last year, but it's just the most really bizarre thing is, you know, we've spent the time doing less than ever. And yet the time kind of has gone almost like faster than ever. It's really strange. Really, really strange. Okie dokie. Oh, very exciting news. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who congratulated me on my 30,000 subscribers. That's just like incredible. So thank you so much to everyone who said congratulations. I really do appreciate it. And I had talked last week about the possibility of doing a premiere, you know, as part of the kind of celebrating my milestone. So I have spoken with Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies and also Joey from Joey DeVee. And they have super kindly, you know, agreed to come to the premiere, which is absolutely awesome. So there will be the three of us at the premiere, and the premiere is going to take place on Wednesday. So obviously for you guys, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. GMT. So that's 7 p.m. GMT. That's the time it's going to take place. And yeah, the three of us will be there. So I would absolutely love it if, you know, if as many of you can come as possible. I mean, obviously it is very tricky with the time difference. So I appreciate that, you know, of course, that's not going to necessarily fit in with everybody. I mean, hopefully 7 p.m. it will be reasonably a sociable time for most people, or certainly a waking time for most people. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, you know, I do appreciate that it's not necessarily going to be possible for everybody to come or anything like that. But, you know, I would absolutely love to see, you know, as many of you there as possible. That would just be incredible. And like I say, I mean, Joey and Barbara are also going to be there. So it's going to be super fun. And yeah, hopefully we're all going to have a really, really good time. If you haven't been to a premiere before, because I hadn't until I went to Joey's premiere a few weeks ago. I didn't really know kind of what, you know, what went on at one. But they're very similar to a live. Now, again, I hadn't really been to a live either. But basically, the video is playing. And by playing, I just mean it's the first time that that video's ever been aired. So, you know, the release time of the video will be the time of the premiere, so 7 p.m. GMT in this instance. And basically, as like, you know, with a live, you have the live chat running at the side of the video for that very first time that that video is playing. So the video, I think, is about 35 minutes, the video that I've filmed. It's a super fun project. Yeah, it's a really fun project. And like I say, I mean, it would just be absolutely awesome if, you know, as many of you as possible could join us because, yeah, it's, you know, my way of thanking you guys, really. I mean, obviously I am going to have a giveaway as well. So no worries there. There's, you know, there will be a giveaway too. But I just thought this would be, you know, a little bit of an extra fun thing to do as well. So, yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So be there or be square, as they say. Wow, I haven't said that saying for a long time, but yeah. So yeah, feel excited and nervous. I don't know really why I feel nervous particularly, but you know, that's just me, I'm afraid. So yeah, yeah, I do feel a bit nervous, but thank goodness it's just my typing. If I was actually going to be attending the premiere in person, wow, I would be a nervous wreck, I think, by this point. So, yeah, because I feel quite nervous just at the thought of kind of all the typing and things. But, yeah, it's going to be super fun. So, I would, you know, really love it if lots of you could, you know, if you can fit it in, join in. That would be absolutely awesome. This paper was my... oh, what's it called? Brown Birds and Bees and Butterflies kit. And this one also is the same. Yeah, so I thought that I would do one in this as well. Yeah, so that's really, really exciting. And yeah, I just, again, you know, thank you so much to everybody who's kind of supported me on my journey. And, you know, I mean, obviously old and new subscribers alike. And by old, I mean, you know, those who've stuck with me for the longest time. It's just, I mean, I know I've said this so many times and I'm probably just so droning on like a scratch record, but, you know, I can't tell you how much you've just literally changed my life. So, yeah, I appreciate it so, so, so much. Thank you very much. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that we're actually in April already. It's, wow, just flying by, isn't it? And, you know, before we know it, summer's going to be here. I mean, again, who knows what's going to happen with things like summer holidays and stuff like that, because I'm sure I saw a sort of headline on the news come up the other day that, you know, international travel, you know, travelling abroad for holidays and things, I'm sure is not going to be available until, I'm sure it said August. I didn't see what date in August, whether that's the beginning, end, middle, who knows. But yeah, I'm sure that was what I saw came up on the news. And yeah, who knows, by August it may be moved back again yet. So it's just going to be one of those strange years again, I think, with regards to, you know, holidays and things. So, you know, the kids were kind of saying, oh, should we try and book a holiday soon, you know, in this country. So I think we're going to try and do that. And yeah, try and do something within this country. I mean, hopefully they will be allowed, you know, through the summer holidays. But again, you know, you just don't know really at this point. But I mean, I guess people are going to have, you know, good cancellation policies. Well, I mean, I'm assuming that cancellation policies, you know, they're going to be accommodating to the situation, aren't they? So, right, so I've got this one now. This is my Moonlit Moments kit. And this one is printed on 200 GSM, or it could even be 250. It's been coffee dyed and ironed, which I always think makes it feel slightly thicker. So it's, you know, it's got a reasonably, you know, meaty kind of feel to it. So yeah, we'll see how this one is. It feels to me thicker actually than the scrapbook paper that we used. So let's just go for it and see. Okey-dokey. And the boys, they have been doing some decking out in the garden. I know that I did mention this in a recent video. Yeah, so they spent a lot of the Easter weekend, you know, sort of building the decking. They're still doing it, obviously. They're going to be doing it today. So, yeah, hopefully by the end of the week, we're thinking. I mean, obviously, again, the goalpost keeps moving. You know, because all these things, they always take longer than you expect, don't they? And, you know, so they kind of, yeah, I think hoping by the end of the week. I mean, they're doing a wonderful job, I have to say. So far, they've kind of just built the frame and they're laying the joists that obviously the deck boards would be not balanced on, but, you know, attached to. And wow, they've made such an incredibly neat job of it. I'm really, really proud and, you know, feel really pleased with what they've done so far. They're really, you know, they're really good boys and they're very capable. So they've, yeah, worked really hard, which is, you know, really, really great. I mean, the garden's a complete tip. So, I mean, actually, to be honest, it's quite lucky that the weather hasn't been gorgeous this weekend because, yeah, we couldn't have really sat out in the garden anyway. it's not the biggest garden in the world. So obviously where they've dug things up and things, where they're putting the deck in, that's now spread across, you know, what's left of the garden. So yeah, probably just as well that the weather wasn't too great, because the garden wouldn't have been a great environment for sitting out or anything this weekend anyway. So certainly garden wise, we've not missed out at all with the weather. But yeah, I mean, they're doing a fantastic job, so I'm really, really, really pleased. You know, they're very, very good boys. Okay. Right, I've got this one here. This is my Bella Rose kit, and actually it was a scrap, but it had that piece there. So I'm just going to tear that off so as I make it slightly smaller to work with. Yeah. So again, just finding that middle section there. Oh, this is going to be a teeny one. This is going to be the smallest one I've made, actually. So much for me saying, oh, I'm not going to make any small ones. Yep, I'm making a small one after all. Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, this one's awful. I'm making a really horrendous job of folding this over. I have to say, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm needing breakfast, obviously. Yeah, I can hear my son is up. My middle son's not, but my eldest son, I can hear him up and about. So yeah, I think I'll break and we'll go down for breakfast, and then I will come back after breakfast and hopefully have a bit more kind of brain power. It sort of gets like that, doesn't it, after a while? So yeah, I like to have sort of family breakfast, really. So I kind of wait till everybody's up before going down. But yeah, I've had a couple of cups of tea so far this morning, but that's it. So I could do with some food to spur me on. It really makes a difference, to be honest. When you're hungry, your brain just doesn't function at all, does it? Well, mine doesn't. So that's a bit the stage I'm at the moment, with a completely non-functioning brain. Okay. And then we'll just chop this open. Like I say, I mean, this one's turned out really tiny, which, yeah, I mean, tinier than I had planned, to be honest. But I mean, again, that was just because that was the size that scrap ended up. By the time I'd cut the ladies off, you know, that scrap just ended up that size. So there we go. Okay. Oh, and guess what else? Look, snipped into that side. Can you see that? Let me show you. Yeah, I've snipped a hole in there. Again, I mean, I'm not too worried, because to be honest, by the time I cover this up, by the time I decorate this, sorry, I can cover it up. So yeah, I'm not kind of too worried. But anyway, so that's that one. Now, let's just quickly see how many we've done. I don't know how long I've been filming for, but we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? I do still have quite a big pile of scraps here. I don't know how many I thought that I was going to be getting through, but yep, clearly was a bit more ambitious than I should have been. So I'm going to go and have breakfast, and then we'll come back and I will just check how much, you know, how much filming I've done, and we'll either make a couple more and then decorate some, or just decorate them. So I will be back. Okay, so I'm back from my breakfast, so hopefully got a bit more staying power now. So I'm just going to make 2 more, to be honest. I think we've got time to just make literally a couple more. So this is one of my invoice printables. But as you can see, I've obviously printed on the back. It was while I was kind of trying to get them, you know, as I wanted them. So I might as well try and make one from this as well, to be honest. So I'm just deciding which way to do this. Yeah, let's just do it this way. So again, just find that middle part and then fold in my points like that. And like that. Oops. Hold on a second. Okay, and then obviously fold that over there. Sorry about that. That was my son. He was wanting my car keys to move my car out of the way. Okay, right. Let's glue this down. Oops. Back to now loads of glue because I'd had the glue nozzle on while I went down for breakfast. Oh, excuse the end of the glue, won't you? Okay. There we go. Again, just squish this down. Yeah, it was much colder when I went downstairs for breakfast, actually. Although now I'm back up here, I'm hot again. Because I'm obviously filming, you know, my area is in the loft, and obviously it gets a lot hotter than the rest of the house. So, yeah, I'm straight away feeling quite hot again. But yeah, it wasn't overly warm when I went downstairs, so I don't think I need to change after all. And just then trim that end like that. Okie dokie. And okay, so that's a pretty one, isn't it? I love the colour of the green with the pink flowers. Okay, this one now, I don't think I'm kind of mastering the whole trying to get it the right way up, to be honest, so let's just go for it, even if it ends up upside down, which it's invariably probably going to. Okay, and then just fold it there. So this one, again, this is on thicker paper, so you know, like 200 GSM or something, as opposed to the copy paper, which was the green, you know, the green one with the pink flowers that we just did. That was on copy paper. So, you know, it is going to make a difference to obviously how they fold and how they glue and all of that type of stuff. So I guess that's just a little something to be aware of, really, is, you know, just, yeah, be aware of your thickness of your paper that you're using. Okay. Wow, I've got a lot of glue on here. Okay, right. Like I say, I mean, better too much glue than not enough, isn't it? So, okay, right, let's just glue, cut this down. Yeah, my son's just popping out to go and get some more, I don't know, screws or something to do with the decking. So he needed to move my car out the way to be able to get his car out, so. Okie dokie. Okay, right, so that's that one. I mean, they're all really pretty, aren't they? I don't know which one I like best, to be honest. I think they're all gorgeous. So let's decorate a couple up. So before I pressed record for this second part of the video, I did already kind of layer this cluster up on this one because I thought that looked really, really pretty. Oh, I must remember that this is not going this way. It's going this way. Yeah, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Now this side obviously is the copy paper side. This one is the double thickness, if you see what I mean, because that's where we kind of folded it up. So obviously anything heavy, i.e., you know, this cluster, is better off going on the heavier side, because obviously if I put it on this side, it's quite flimsy paper to actually hold the weight of the cluster, if that makes sense. So what I'll probably do is decorate the other side, but with, you know, something kind of not quite so solid, because this is a pre-made cluster. I've used some hot glue and things like that on there. So it's, yeah, feels a little bit kind of heavy really for that delicate sort of side. So, okay, yeah. So I'm going to put this cluster onto this side. So I'm just going to hot glue that down again, just because the hot glue is so convenient. And yeah, So quick and easy. And, you know I say this all the time, but honestly, I mean, when you're doing a video, you just want something to just stick straight on. You don't want to have to keep on checking that it's glued down. So, you know, you really don't have to use hot glue if you don't have a hot glue gun or don't want to use one. But, you know, I just think for speed, especially when you're videoing, it's really a very handy thing to use. And I'm just going to ink up. Now, I've got this walnut stain, and it's the Distress Oxide. I just bought this, you know, for a change, really. I thought it would be nice to use for a change to the vintage photo. So, yeah, I like how that looks. And then we'll just do the back. And then on the back, I just want to obviously put a couple of things on there as well. I don't want it looking completely plain. So, yep, it will be that way round. Let's just cut out this frame. Okay, so, and again, this frame is, again, I think from the Vintage Tanners ephemera part of the Vintage Tanners kit. Okay, but I just thought this would look quite nice on there. Oops. Okay. There we go. And again, I'm just going to couple it with a little bit of the white doily because that's obviously picking up the theme from the other side. So we've got obviously, you know, the white and things on the other side, and it's quite nice to just have that continuity going through. So I think like that, and like we want a little bit of the coffee dyed paper as well. Trying to see whether I've got any. Can't see any at the moment. Oh gosh. Oh, well, I wonder if I could just use a bit of this or something, whether that would... Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that might look quite nice actually. Kind of just layer it up a bit like that, and yeah, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And then we could always edge it with, got some of that white lace that we used on the other side. Oh, maybe put that down the... Oh, isn't that scrumptious? Yeah, I love how that looks. Right, okay, let's do that. So let me just get my Fabri-Tac. And obviously, you know, by putting this lace down this edge as well, this is also, you know, going to help to strengthen this, which otherwise is just, you know, flimsy copy paper. Oops. Oh no, and now I've hot glued it down where I've put my cluster on. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Right, this is definitely a how not craft now. Oh well, it will be covered up with the lace, so we won't worry too much about that. Luckily it's going to be covered up by the white lace. Okay. I'll just trim that down here. Okay, there, and this side. Okay, and then just pop all of these down. So again, just using my normal glue here. Normal, by normal I mean tacky, my tacky glue. So we just pop that down. And then we've just got that little bit of script. I mean, the script really, I mean, it's just for sort of a bit of extra decorative detail, really. And then we'll have the frame. That looks really pretty, doesn't it? So, I mean, again, obviously, I mean, this frame is black and is dark, but I'm just going to ink around it with that walnut stain, just because it might have just the odd white bit showing where I've obviously cut it out. So, and I will hot glue this down actually, I think. So like that. Like that. Okay. Super pretty. Hello, gorgeous. Oops. Okay. And then maybe just a little bit of bling, because of course the bling just makes everything better, doesn't it? Always an improvement. Let me just pop that down, and then I've just got to stop because my daughter's wanting me to do something. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to put the bling up there actually in the top corner. I don't know why, but this particular bling, you know, it is my favourite, the black background bling. But this one has bigger gaps in between the diamante bits. I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, I kept thinking, oh, it looks like bigger gaps. I'm pretty convinced it is. But anyway, it's still super pretty, but yeah, just kind of an observation really. And then I'm just going to, I think, put one more piece of bling on here. And then I will stop and just do what my daughter's waving frantically out the corner of my eye for me to do. Right. Let's just pop that down. Oh my goodness, this is super fiddly to hold. I think actually the bigger gaps, you know, between the diamante bits, they're making it a little bit tricky to hold and to glue. There we go. Oh, that's so scrumptious, isn't it? Let's decorate one more quickly. Okay, so I've got this cluster here and I've got that brown pocket. Now this brown pocket was the scrapbook paper one. But how gorgeous does that look with that brown, well, it's not really brown, but that neutral toned cluster. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? So again, let's just ink around the edge with the walnut stain. I mean, obviously it doesn't show up, you know, that much around the edge because of course it is a brown pocket, but it's just getting a little bit of extra, well, dimension, I guess, really on there. And we'll just do this one on the back. So I've got the cluster. I don't know what I'm going to put on the other side yet, but now because this is the scrapbook paper, obviously it's a little bit more robust than the just, you know, usual copy paper. So I don't have to be quite so worried, you know, about it being a bit on the flimsy side. Okay. So that's that way, or we could have it that side. I think might have it this side. Might just tear this cluster down slightly so as it kind of fits on there a little bit better without hanging off so much, like that. Yeah, I think that would be a bit better. And I'm just wondering whether I still want to have some more lace running down, you know, across here. Let me again have a look. I mean, I'm just pulling in whatever I've got to hand. So, I mean, the fact that this is white, I mean, I wouldn't probably have chosen white, but I'm just, you know, just working with whatever I've got kind of beside me, really. Although now I've said that, it's, you know, it's obviously not the full length of the piece either. So I might have to rummage around and get some more lace. Hold on. Let's just see how it looks. If I piece that in together, because I think it probably looks better going the whole way across. Unless I have black. What have I done with my black lace? Here we go. I always like to have a bit of black lace floating around somewhere on the table. Let's just try this. Okay, let me just cut this down. Okay. Oh, I love it with the black. And actually, now that I'm going for the black, I think what I need to do is stamp it also with some black. So I'm just going to take my black stays on. I'm going to take my favourite, you know, corner swirly stamp. This is the baby version. And I'm just going to then get some stamping going on in that corner. Because, I mean, obviously this is very plain looking paper, which, you know, I don't mind plain, but... Well, I mean, I say I don't mind plain, actually. Perhaps I mind it more than I think, because actually I don't very often just leave it plain, do I? But yeah, perhaps I do struggle with plain after all. Okay, so we just put the black lace down there, and then we can have the cluster on there. Oops, thinking I still need to fill in those other, yeah, I'm going to just smother the whole thing now in the swirly stamp. And let's do the other side as well, because, you know, I haven't decided how I'm decorating the other side, but invariably it may need a bit more stuff going on. Right, okay. So then we're going to have that. Okay, yep, I love the look of that. So let's just put that lace down there. Okay. Okay, trim that off there. And we can just put the cluster on like that. So again, I mean, I'm just going to, you know, hot glue it on just for speed. Okay, like that. It's just got some hot glue now coming out the top. Just get that off. Okay. Oh, that's super pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to do on this side actually, so let's just quickly have a look and see what we could do on the other side. Let me just see. What have I got floating about? Okay, I've got some of these flower trims. They're quite nice. So let's just take one of those. These have been coffee dyed. They were white. And what else have I got? Just seeing whether I've got any more of the stamped pieces. Because obviously on the other side it's got a stamped piece, which, you know, again, just kind of thinking from a sort of matchy point of view, that would look quite good, wouldn't it? So let's just ink this up. Like that. Okay. And actually, could we even put that onto some lace? Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, right, let's just trim this around. Ooh. Wow, I'm not quite sure what shape that's taken on, but so long as it looks kind of vaguely all right. Okay. Yeah, and then we can have that little flower there. And, you know, that's all that needs, to be honest. I mean, it just, you know, really doesn't need anything else, does it? So it's just not sure whether this is going to glue through that lace, because that lace I'm not sure is wholly enough. But we'll just see. Okay, and then, oops, like that. And then pop this little flower down. Oh, it's hard to see ever what's the right and the wrong way, to be honest. Oh, I think it's actually that way. So there we go. Let's just take that, pop that down there. Okay, just squish that in. Oh, and again, should we just have a bit of bling, because it's just looking a little bit plain to me. So yeah, let's just put in some bling. Okay, and okay, right. So should we go for this piece, I think, up here? Or do we want it here on the actual cluster, or down there? I quite like it on the cluster, actually, I think. Let's pop it on there. Okay. Right, so that's that. Okay. turn that over and right, just deciding how this one looks best. I mean, we could even just have a centre in the flower, I guess. Oh no, I quite like it like that actually, running kind of alongside there. So let's just pop that one down. Okay. Yay, like that. Okay, let's pull in a journal page and see how they're going to look. So hold on. So I brought in that same journal that I'm constantly bringing in lately to demonstrate everything. And yep, I still haven't started it. So oh, goodness knows whether I'll ever actually get around to actually making this into a journal instead of just this blank that it is currently. So that's how that one looks. Isn't that just so pretty? And then obviously over the page, that's how it looks on the other side. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really love it. And then this one, again, we'll just hook that over. Oh gosh, have I glued that down now? Yes? No. Oh, I thought I'd glued that together, which, you know, of course wouldn't ever surprise me. There we go. And that's how that one looks there. So pretty. And that's how it looks on the other side. Aren't they just so gorgeous? So again, yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to whoever that was who mentioned it to me. I really do apologise that I can't remember. You know, I'm really, really sorry for being rude like that. And yeah, thank you so much to Hanny Tromp, I'm pretty sure is her name. But like I say, I will link her video below if I remember. And yeah, thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you all have a really great day, a really nice time making some of these gorgeous little corner tuck pockets. And yeah, hopefully see you guys tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching and see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.